And we are back. Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to the semi-finals of the Thunderfire Invitational All-Star Event 2025. We just wrapped up with the upper semis. Hero took down Solar 3-1, and now we have the lower semis getting ready for us. As you can see here, we have Clem and Reynor getting ready for their best of 5. Ah, it's the Clem.
首先，让我们欢迎 Clem。接下来，我们要有请他今天的对手雷诺登台亮相。
Yo, he's got a haircut. Oh my god. I don't think I've seen Reynor with hair this short before. Where did the hair go? Or maybe I have, but like not necessarily with his sides. Oh no. Okay. He looks normal now. His hair was too neat earlier. Here he messed it up. Yeah. He messed up his hair. But during the photo shoot, it was too neat. It was too neat. Mess it up, Pappy. Mess it up. Just got out of bed.
后面你基本就可以夺冠了，但是你把我们的雷诺给忘了。昨天雷诺晋级之后，他就说你竟然把他忘了，他今天要给你点颜色看看，你有什么话想对他说吗
So Clem, you said before that as long as you can beat the classic, you can win the champion. You just forget about Reynor, right? Yesterday, he said that he's gonna show you something. So how do you feel about it?
He said he was gonna show me something?
Show you that who's the boss here.
And we were gonna see about that. We played like 15 tournament games in the past week or so, and it went pretty even. So I'm just gonna expect this one to kind of go similar, but yeah, we'll see.
最近他们其实也打了很多，就是各种大小比赛都交手过很多，然后其实他们双方的这个胜率就是5-5开的，基本上，所以他今天
I love the way he said that. He's like, hey, Reynor, he said he's going to show you something. Clem's like, he's going to show me something? the concern in Clem's voice. Clem, he's like, what's he going to show me? How are you allowed to show that on TV? Oh, no. Reynor, calm down.
So Reynor, you and Clem, you both played Protoss sometimes in the tournament.
True.
In the tournaments. Why is that? Why is Protoss not the other race?
Well, Protoss is the best and the easiest race.
对雷诺选手说，他觉得神族是最厉害以及最简单的种族。
屁应不应吧？
They both have that mutual bond.
好的，非常感谢两位选手赛前的简短采访。那现在
You can see the P Imba in the crowd.
我们的大赛马上开始，把画面交给我们最专业的解说席。
The question should have been, hey, you both off raises Protoss, and obviously Protoss is easy. Are we going to have a PvP? Are we going to... that should have been the question. That should have been it. Are we going to see a PvP? At least once in this series. Make him play PvP. But let's go. Let's go. As we're getting into the lower semis. We're getting into lower semifinals here. Oh boy. As we're getting to Clem versus Reynor, the TvZ is upon us. And we'll see how this does turn out. As I mentioned before, Clem feeling confident. He did say that if he could beat Classic, he could win the tournament. He did beat Classic. Now he's up against Reynor here in the next round. Meanwhile, Reynor is going to show him something. Oh no. He's going to whip it out, We're going to whip it out. We'll see what he does whip out as we get into our series. Vetoes are currently underway. So you have to wait for the bans, wait for the picks, and then we can delve into what the series will entail. Again, when it comes to TvZ, I will say that Clem and Reynor are always a blast. They're always a lot of fun. I will say that Reynor typically has a better showing and a better standing against Clem than Cyril does. I would say that Cyril is still the better player. Like Cyril, he's still the best Zerg player in the world. But specifically versus Clem, I feel like Reynor has the better series. Like, again, Reynor versus Clem is always so much fun, so much more dynamic, so much more intense. And I want to say that Reynor has a winning or has a better recent record over Clem than Cyril does. I'm specifically referring to WTL, really. I'm referring to WTL, where Reynor, he was the Clem sniper. Like, Basilisk did rely on Reynor to bring Clem down in Basilisk versus Team Liquid. But we'll see. We shall see. 15-minute TvZ, please. That would be in the Maru series. Like, Maru, he's a little more willing to slow the game down. Clem, less so. Clem is typically a little more active, a little more aggressive, more so than Maru. But we'll see. We'll see. We could end up getting into some longer later games, depending on the vetoes. We'll get there. We'll get there. We'll get to the vetoes. We'll get there. Reynor's not as good as he used to be. I would push back against that. Like, Reynor right now is in form. Like, Reynor, he's been popping up. He's been popping up. I think a lot of people look at Reynor and they're like, "Oh, he didn't win EWC, so washed." True. He's where's the washed meme, Pappy? Where's the washed meme? But no, he's definitely in form. I think a lot of people maybe look at like Reynor playing like League of Legends, for example. They take issue with that, but specifically coming into December and January, Reynor was in Korea. He was practicing a lot. He was playing a lot in preparation for the RSL finals, if you remember, where Reynor did defeat Maru. And hey, Reynor, he beat Maru in this tournament as well, right? Like, he beat Maru twice. He beat him twice in a month. Seryl's not as good as he used to be. Seryl is still the best Zerg player in the world. What are you talking about? Hold on. We need the trifecta. Clem is not as good as he used to be. Kappa. God. We need some more copium in the chat. Who's next? Hero is not as good as he used to be. Kappa. Clowns in the chat. There we go. Players are getting ready. Oh. Oh, beautiful. Beautiful. So we do have our vetoes. Okay, so we do have Celestial Enclave and Title Citadel vetoed by Clem. Meanwhile, White Rabbit and Tourmaline vetoed by Reynor. Okay, so we have gotten rid of some of the larger maps, some of the more defensive maps as well, as we are getting into our fresh best of 5. Here we go, the best of 5 TvZs upon us. Clem versus Reynor semifinals. Bearing in mind that Hero is waiting for the win of the series in the next round, waiting in the grand finals. Let's go. Let us go. Mothership was left through the vetoes. True, true. Mothership was let through. We'll get there. As spawning in the top left-hand corner of Ruby Rock, we have the French Terran player, the blue Terran. It is Clem for Team Liquid. And spawning in the bottom hand corner, we have the red Zerg player, the Italian Zerg for Basilisk. It is Reynor. Here we go. Here we go. As we are getting into our fresh series, into our next game. Don't see why it's controversial. I'm not saying he's bad, but the results speak for themselves. Who are you referring to? You're referring to Seryl? It's the implication there. Zimba, Timba. It's the implication, right? Like saying something like, "Oh, Seryl, he's not as good as he used to be." Kind of like is a weird thing to say when Seryl is literally the world champion. Like he's like, what are you saying? Like he's literally the reigning world champion. He won EWC. What more do you want from him, Papi? Oh my god. So yeah, it's just it's a weird comment to make when someone is currently like the best player in the world. Like the comment might technically I don't even think it would technically even be correct. But yeah, it's just a really weird thing to say. Here we go. Here we go. We're getting our fresh series so far. Hatchgas will stand open out of Reynor. Likewise, Clem going for his own Rax expand. So far, so good. Say, wait, what do you mean? You said results, they speak for themselves? What are you talking about? What? But we just... they do speak for themselves. You're true. He won EWC. True. You're not wrong, Bab. You're not wrong. Here we go. Here we go. We do poke in. Again, so far, standard openers. Clem does go for the racks into factory. No double racks, no double Reaper opener out of Clem. Nothing better than a long-ass day than coming home to live VIP cast. Ah, welcome, welcome. Hope you had a good day. Despite it being long. Hope you've all had a lovely weekend. As Clem is getting his third TC behind this. So economic opener out of Clem. And my apologies, we didn't really get to discuss the map itself, but welcome to Ruby Rock. Ruby Rock is one of the smaller maps in the map pool. Aggression is typically favored here. Yo, what is the production setup out of Clem? He's going double factory. He's crazy. Hold on. Double factory on the way. I would imagine Mass Hellion into maybe Blue Flame into Hellbats. This is something I was not expecting. Now, this is a smaller map. True, it is a smaller map. Aggression is favored here. That is also true. But I was leaning towards like a 2-1-1, like an earlier stim timing, a heavier bio commitment. Double factory is wild. Okay, show us what you got. Yo, Clem, he's showing him something. He's gonna whip it out. Ah. Now, in my mind, this has to be Mass Hellion with potentially Blue Flame, but we'll see. Eyes are on whether or not he gets a tech lab. Yep, there it is. Okay, Blue Flame is on the way. So he's going Mass Blue Flame Hellion into, it should be Armory into Hellbats. So this is wild. This is not normal. This is a little bit out of left field, and we'll see if Reynor can scout. That's the most important thing right now. Like, what Clem is doing is crazy. If Reynor can get an Overlord or a Zergling in, then he can throw down a Roach Horn, he can throw down a Baneling Nest, start more Queens, get a Spine Crawler, and get ready. But the problem is that right now, Reynor's playing blind. Right now, Reynor is in the dark. He has no idea what's coming his way, and this shouldn't be in the back of his mind even. Like, he shouldn't be thinking about Blue Flame Hellions of all things. Yeah, it should be Hellbats. It should be Hellbats. Like, we should be seeing an Armory soon to hit with Stim. Oh, it's gonna be weird though. Like, Stim and Blue Flame, they're not lined up, and Blue Flame is soon about to be revealed. Curious. Third CC is being taken. Remember, it was a third CC before factory, before second factory. I mean, so it was still an economic opener. So everything looks normal. Everything looks normal. 10 seconds away from Blue Flame. Lings, they do slip in. Yeah, they slip into the base. Oh no, the wall's open. No, Shorty gets a full scout. He sees everything. He sees the second factory. He confirms Stim. He confirms Blue Flame. He sees everything, but the Hellions are coming. Clem doesn't care. Yeah, Clem doesn't care. He's going for the dive. He's going for the dive. He's trying to bust into the natural. Lings are in position. They're delaying. They do delay, but they bust into the mineral line. Drones are going to get roasted. Yeah, drones getting roasted so far. 8 drones going down, bearing in mind that 7 SCVs went down across the map. Clem, he needs more damage. This is not good enough. Yeah, it's not good enough. And so far, Reynor, he's holding. Oh, he's holding on. The Hellions, they make their way towards the third. They make their way into the third base. Drones stacking. Get out of there. Drones do pull away. And we're in a weird game state. On the one hand, 13 drone kills. That is good if Clem didn't lose workers. Remember, Clem lost 7 SCVs to the Ling run by, so there was a bit of a give and take. In the end, I do favor Reynor's position. These Hellions did not do enough damage to justify themselves, bearing in mind that because of all these Hellions, the starport is delayed, the medevacs are delayed, and the bio aggression is also delayed as well. A lot has been delayed in favor of this. The Banelings! Oh my god! Clem! Clem, calm down. Reynor, he's crazy. Reynor waiting on the high ground. He shuts down the Hellions, and with that, Reynor, he does defend. He defends. He does deflect, and Reynor is in a better position here. He's in a better position. He's able to get his fourth base up and running, drone up, saturate. I will say that Reynor's Eva chambers are late. True. His Eva chambers are late, so his upgrades are going to be delayed. That's going to be the one thing in Clem's favor, is the faster upgrades, the faster eBays. So Clem, he has those greater upgrades. And now we're going to slow down. We're going to calm things down. It was an intense early game, and now we can slow things down and build up into the mid game. Whew. Let's go. Let's go, papi. Let's go. Yo, topping in the chat. Bienvenidos, bienvenidos. I think it's a good strat to try it once in a while. Well, I mean, this is very unique. And this is, I would say it is a good thing to mix in. Unfortunately, it got scouted, right? The reason why this opener did not work for Clem is not necessarily because of how unorthodox it is, but it's because it got scouted. It all comes down to Ling scouts. Lings, they were able to slip in, and it wasn't just a scout, sorry, I should emphasize, that same Ling scout also killed 7 SCVs. So, like, both things happened at once, where Reynor, he got a full scout, and he also dealt crippling damage. But here we go, Clem, he does move out with his now stim timing, he's got his 2 medevacs, he has Hellion support. Ooh, and he's knocking down queens. Getting 1, getting 2 queens. Banelings are necessary here to defend. And Banelings, can they connect? Yeah, so far the Hellions do zone away. Reynor just cannot engage. As more queens are waddling in. Yeah, they arrive in time. Queens have arrived. Reynor, he's able to hold the line. Oh, he does commit. Decent spread. Jesus. As Clem is not stopping Hellion production. Clem is still making 3 Hellions at a time. He's crazy. I mean, this works well against Ling Bane, true. Like, when do you see this? When do you see, like, a hybrid style of mass Marine with mass Hellion support continue to be made? And now here come the Hellbats. Oh my god. The Hellbats morph in. They tank the Banelings. And Reynor's in trouble. Reynor, he's in trouble here. He's trying to hold on. Ooh, the Hellbats do clump. Hellbats, they clump up. We get some decent Baneling connections. We have Hydras trickling in. More Banelings on the way. And Reynor barely holds on. Whew. And Reynor barely holding. Able to keep up. Now he's built up a decent Hydra count. Chasing down the Marines. And again, this was just so aggressive from Clem. Hyper aggressive. He's still making more Hellbats, by the way. Like, he's still producing Hellions. And basically, Clem is borderline all-in. Like, this is insanely aggressive, and he's delaying further attack. Marauders, setting up into Ghosts. It's a unique style. It's something that's very unique. And it can work really well against a Ling Bane heavy player. But the problem is that Reynor survived until Hydras. Like, now he's got Hydras. He can think about Lurkers. Like, this style is meant to kill a player that's purely stuck on Ling Bane. But that's not the case. I should say, I'm pretty sure this is designed to kill Reynor if you... Yeah, nah, it makes sense now. If you remember, we were discussing this last year. It was last year, it was, I wasn't wrong, E-Cup. Not Massive Coliseum. But there was a big event post-EWC. But we were discussing it. How Reynor, he's been... Oh, that's it. The event in France. That's it. Jesus. Apparently they pop off. Maestros of the game. There we go. I was thinking Massive Coliseum. If you were watching Maestros of the game, this would have been end of last year. Reynor, he was very, very fond of doing what? Not going Ling Bane Roach Ravager into Lurker. Sorry, into Ultra. He was going Ling Ultra. He was going straight Ling Infestor Ultra. And that was a style that Reynor was very fond of towards the end of last year. And if he attempted that here... Clem would just win. Clem, he would just kill. But alas, Reynor, he was going Ling Bane Hydra instead. The game is getting better and better for Reynor. He shuts down the army, counterattacks at the same time, 6 SCVs go down, and Clem is being outscaled. He's just being outscaled here. But again, if Reynor, if he was going for his kind of tried and true, more kind of common style of Ling Infestor Ultra, then he would have just crumbled. But thankfully, he was playing Standard. Reynor was playing Standard. So it feels like this was a unique build from Clem, specifically targeting Reynor and what he was doing previously. Which is skipping Banelings and skipping Roaches. And we might even see that style later on in this series. We might get there. And then we can delve further into it. Banelings are rolling. No, no reaction. Yeah, no reactions. Banelings, they smash into the mineral line. 21 SCVs go down. Clem, he was already in a rough position, now even more so. Clem is down to 38 SCVs. Clem is completely all in. He has to end the game with this push. It's all or nothing. Yeah, it's all or nothing. He does stay in. Does trade decently against some of these Hydras. Where's the Ling Bane? Yeah, Lings are trickling forward here. This is a rough trade for Reynor. But he's still holding. Yeah, Reynor, he's still barely holding on. This is an inefficient fight for the Zerg, but it's fine. Like, he can afford it. Reynor can afford it. Clem cannot. Lurker Den is on the horizon. Lurkers will end the game. And Clem is still rallying. Clem is still rallying. He has to. But there's no other option for him. There's no transition. Yeah, there is no transition here as Lings. They do get shot down. So do the Marines, though. And now here come the Hydras. They start a step forward. GG gets called, and Reynor, he takes the lead in the series. He claims game number 1. Whew, GG. GG, well played. Reynor, he does take a lead in the series, and with that, a crazy game 1 as well. Winding it back, I do want to illuminate a little bit here. Clem's build is never seen before. Like, no one goes for a double factory follow-up at Blue Flame Hellion into mass bio with continued Hellion production. Like, literally no one does this. But it feels like this was meant to be a counter to what Reynor has been doing quite a lot of over the past couple of months, which is skipping Banelings. Reynor has been skipping Banelings, he's been skipping Roaches, and going Ling into Ultra Tech. It's like Ling into Infestor, into Hive, into Ultras, has been what Reynor's been very fond of. We saw this a lot out of Reynor, especially towards the end of last year, coming into Masters of the Game, alongside December events, RSL, of course, Rival StarCraft League. So it feels like Clem was trying to snipe Reynor, but Reynor did play Ling Bane. He played Ling Bane into Hydra Tech, so Reynor was able to survive, able to shut it down. More importantly, the initial Blue Flame Hellion attack was stifled because of Reynor's Ling run-by. Clem was inattentive. Clem, he was unable to react in time. The Lings, they killed 7 SCVs across the map, and Clem's economy was crippled. So even though Clem killed 13 drones, it wasn't as impactful because he lost SCVs himself. So it was a rough start there for Clem, and a rough follow-up, and now we're getting into game number 2. Let's go. Let us go. Meanwhile, I do see Tobin in the chat. Did you cast Rongi Cup Finals? We were live last night with Rongi Cup. Unfortunately, there was no room for us. The lobbies were full, and we're one of the smaller channels, so we were not able to cast. I think Steadfast and Rotterdam and Wardy, I think they got into those games. But yeah, we went live, we were there, but there was not enough room for us, so we will most likely be doing a replay cast of the Rongi Cup Finals at a later date. It's a bit of a shame. It's a bit of, like, we were there, but unfortunately there was no room. Smerge. So we'll be covering the Rongi Cup Finals at some point. I don't know when. Our schedule's pretty full at the moment. Like we completely filled up this next week of StarCraft, but we'll find some room. As we're getting into game 2 and spawning in the bottom hand corner, we have Clem for Team Liquid. And in the top right hand corner of the Old Republic, we have the Italian Zerg player, the Red Zerg for Basilisk. It is Reynor. Here we go. Here we go as we're getting into game number 2. Reynor, he does take a lead in the series, and we should not be seeing that build again from Clem. Oh, look, there's some KZG, Kaizy Gaming in the crowd. But we're settling into game 2. Again, it does feel like that previous build from Clem was very specialized, was very intentional, and was meant to snipe a certain style from Reynor. That, of course, didn't happen, and we should not be seeing that build again. No shot. So we're calming things down. Racks expand out of Clem, Hatch Gas Pool out of Reynor. Thanks for coming out. We do what we can. Oh. Okay. As we do shift gears insanely here, as we do see Clem going for a hyper greedy build. That is a third CC, not just before Starport. That's a third CC before Factory. That is a Rax expand. Sorry, that's CC first into Rax into a third CC. Hyper greed here by Clem. And if Reynor fails to scout, if he fails to punish, then Clem is going to have an insane mid game. Okay. So, I should say this right now. If you're out there, if you're a Terran player, if you're watching these games, and if you're like, yo, I want to play like Clem, this is like a PSA. What Clem has done so far this series is not normal, it's not standard, it's crazy, it's illegal. And it could work, but only at the highest level here. Like again, Clem, he's cutting so many corners here in game number 2. And again, even in game 1, it was very specific to Reynor's attempted style or what he was used to. And we'll see if Reynor can scout. We'll see if he can scout, we'll see if he can confirm. We'll see if Reynor can punish. As the factory is now being thrown down at 3 minutes. It's a very late factory. 3:07. This series from Clem for Terran players out there, it's like, do not try this on the ladder. It's not safe for ladder. Not safe. Oh, he's going double factory? Yo. He is crazy. So again, triple factory. Oh no! And Reynor's going for the all-in. He's going for the hard counter. I think Clem's just dead. I'll be honest. I think it's over. So what's happening here? Remember, CC first interaction into third CC into triple factory. Clem has 0 units, and Reynor's going for a German taxi. Reynor, he's going for a drop lord all-in. Clem's gonna have nothing. Clem's gonna have a couple of Hellions to defend against Mass Roach. Oh wait, no, he's not all in. He's scouting. Okay. I mean, he can still react with an all in. So there's a Roach Warren, there's Overlord Speed. I believe Overlord Speed is actually just for scouting information because Reynor doesn't see what's going on. Yep, there we go. The Overlords are coming. But upon confirming, he can respond with the Roach all in. We'll see. He pokes in. What has he seen? He's seen 2 factories. There's 3, but he's at least seen the factories. Reynor, he's amassing roaches. And I'm really curious to see if Reynor does anything with Lair. Like, once it finishes. Look how many... There's 5 factories! Like, that's crazy! This is illegal! He went 3 CC into quintuple factory. Ay. Again, Clem, he's got like 3 Hellions. Now again, we'll see if we can get away with it. Remember, Reynor's been droning. Reynor, because it was a late scout, Reynor has been droning this entire time. Getting up to 3 base saturation, he does have a couple of roaches, and again, the pressure is on Reynor to punish. And there it is, here comes the drop lord, but only to harass. Only to harass. But this is a really good way to make use of Overlord Speed, because he has it anyway, right? He's got it anyway. So let's go for some drop lord harass. We have some burrow on the way. Burrow on the way. And I'm curious to see if Reynor turns up his 4th. Like, in my mind, Reynor, he'll turn up his 3rd base, get his 4th just for Larva, and max out on Roach Ravager, and just all in. Like, I feel like an all-in has to be the go-to here, but we'll see. He doesn't see the Jumbo Lord. Reynor slipping by. He's jumping into the main base. The 4th base is going to be cancelled. Nice pickoff here by Clem. Denies the 4th. Reynor staying on a low drone count. But now he does make an extra wave of drones. Okay, getting up to 67. 66. Hellions, they slip by. They slip into the main. Nice positioning here by Reynor. Yeah, he delays, but drones are still going to go down at the same time. Drop into the main base. Gets a couple of SCVs. Oh no, the Hellions are still popping up. No, the Hellions. Yeah, it's getting out of hand. 7 drone kills in the main base. Getting up to 9. 9 drones go down. Meanwhile, roaches, they just walk up towards a 3rd, but there are cyclones in position. Yeah, there's what, 4 or 5 cyclones. One gets caught out. Okay. Jesus. Yo, cameraman, calm down. Gee. Oh god. Just zoom out. Okay. As roaches they poke in, they get a couple of cyclones, 8 SCV kills. Because I want to please explain the German taxi. I'd appreciate it. It's when you use overlords to drop queens. It's a German taxi is a roach queen drop lord based all in. The reason why it's called a German taxi is because Lambo did popularize it and invent it as well. Lambo was a German Zerg player, so that's why they called it the German taxi. That also did kind of start the trend of players naming their builds and their all-ins in that kind of way. So we had the Italian Vespa, and we had the Warsaw Subway, which was a Nidus all-in, which a laser popularized. Italian Vespa being from Reynor, of course. That's he's Italian. Back when we had some creative names for builds, we kind of lost that a little bit. Oh. As the mass cyclone has arrived, does land one of the fungals. Roaches, they attempt to collapse in, and they're getting on top of some of the cyclones at least. Yeah, decent chunk of cyclones go down, but the locons are brutal. And Reynor, he's gaining ground. Yeah, he's gaining ground. Catching out more roaches. Ooh. Yeah, 3, 4 more roaches going down. Yes, we have some fungals, but there's no follow-up. Yeah, there's no follow-up, and Clem is snowballing out of control. He's breaking the 4th base. Reynor's trying to come in from behind. He needs more roaches. Again, we have some decent fungals, but there's just not enough roaches on the ground, and Clem has done it. Clem, he has done it. He has broken Reynor. As I mentioned before, Clem was hyper greedy this game, and Reynor failed to punish the greed. I assumed that he was going to react with an all-in, but no, he tried to macro. He tried to macro out of it. He lost his 4th base, so his 4th was delayed. His production was delayed. 13 drones go down, losing more roaches. Does try to burrow, does try to get on top of the cyclones. He does attempt to. A nice movement here with the burrow. Reynor doing the best he can with what he has. But alas, there's just too much. There are too many cyclones. Too many cyclones, papi. True, true. The mech army has arrived. Overwhelms the roaches. No, people be saying, yo, the battle mech is dead, right? Didn't they nerf the cyclone? They did. Doesn't stop Clem. Doesn't stop the mech, papi. I say that Reynor once again barely holding on here. Bearing in mind that Reynor is behind. He has a worse economy. So even though he survives, even though he deflects the army, Clem, he still has a higher worker count. He still has mules, still has 4 bases up and running, and he can outproduce. Clem can just outproduce. So at this point, he has broken Reynor, even getting a Raven to deal with the burrow. German taxi, yeah. German taxi. I think those are the only 3 that we got. I don't think we got like a finish. Like bus, right? But GG gets called, and Clem he overwhelms Reynor, and Clem ties up the series 1-1. Ooh, GG, well played. A wild build here out of Clem. Remember, how did this begin? Clem, we got some cheerfuls in the chat. Let's go. But how did this begin? Clem, he went CC first. He went CC first into a Rax, into a 3rd CC before Factory. So he went triple CC insanely fast, and then he went into triple Factory, into quintuple Factory. The problem was, at least my perceived problem, is that Reynor did eventually scout, but it was a late scout. It was a later scout out of Reynor. He had to wait for Overlord speed, and once he realized what was going on, he had already been droning. He'd already been droning up, so trying to reactively respond with an all-in wasn't really on the table there for Reynor. Reynor, he did try to go for some drop lord harass, but he tried to expand behind it and get into a fourth base. His fourth was cancelled, and when his fourth was denied, that was almost game then and there. I feel like Reynor, he had to all in from there, but he just could not mass up. Not enough against the mass cyclone. Again, because of the hyper greedy build of Clem, it meant that once he got his third base up and running, he had a boosted economy and a boosted army as a result of that. Because his third base and natural was saturated faster than normal. So he had that boosted income, that boosted supply, that boosted army, and was able to overwhelm. He got away with hyper greed, and now we're getting into game number 3. And we'll see how we adjust. So far, Clem has shown us some wild builds. Like, it has not been standard. Not at all. Game 1, he went mass Marine, mass Hellion support with Blue Flame Hellions, continued Hellion production. Here in Game 2, hyper greed into more greed into mass Battle Mech, into Cyclone Hellion. Here in Game 3, what do you have for us? Let's go. We're expecting something unorthodox once again. Will Clem ever play standard this series? I don't know. Maybe one game. Maybe, maybe one game. We'll see. We'll see. Is Apple Juice a StarCraft 2 term? Apple Juice is a StarCraft 2 player. He's a Canadian player. There we go. Spawning in the bottom right hand corner here of 10,000 feet, we do have Clem, the French Terran player. And in the top left hand corner, we have the Italian Zerg player, the red Zerg for Basilisk. It is Reynor. You can just apple juice him now? I did not say that. What? I think you misheard. I don't know what you misheard. I don't understand the meme. I said all in. He can just all in him now. If that's what you misheard. But here we go. Here we go. We're getting into game number 3. Getting into game 3 here. I'm going to be loading into 10,000 feet. From here, we do enter a smaller map. There's a smaller map in the map pool, shorter resistance by ground. Aggression is favored here on 10,000 feet, and we'll see how aggressive our players plan on being. If Reynor were to go for an early Roach Horn into a committed Roach push, then that would be potentially favored. Like, there's a bit of a give and take here. On the one hand, the map is very small, true. On the other hand, it's very defendable in 3 and 4 bases. Like, the 3 and 4 base setup here is quite strong, it's quite powerful, so you can try to turtle up. If we were casting Maru, for example, I would 100% expect to see hyper defensive play at a Maru on 10,000 feet. Clem, though, I'm not so sure. I don't know if he's really one to embrace that sort of style. So we'll see. For now, he is going to be opening up at Rax Expand. Standard opener this time. Meanwhile, ooh, Reynor opening up those mineral patches early on. Interesting. We'll see if he does take the triangular third base. He might be, yeah, he's going to be forced into it. Okay. So it's going to be a delayed third. You can see that Clem, he's on patrol with the SCV, trying to get eyes on the would-be third base. The Reaper moves in as well. That is the issue here with this map, is that there's only one third base option, so Reynor instead is going for the triangular third. It's going to be more delayed, but he will get it up and running. So third base is on the way for Reynor. Reaper pokes in. Gets one Zergling so far. Ling does force the triangular third, and Clem should confirm. As behind this is going for a third CC before Starport, so economic opener here by Clem. Oh, and I think he just saw the third. I think he just took note of the mineral patches. I would hope so. He's still checking. Yeah, he saw the patches. That should have been a tell, but I don't know if he fully recognized. Oh, we're going for a 3CC 2-1-1. Okay. So that is a second Rax before Starport. So that means that Clem is going to make 2 to 4 Hellions, then go for an earlier add-on swap out of Hellions into Stim, into reactive Marine production, into a heavier bio army. Meanwhile, Clem does still not see the third. He keeps rechecking. But again, it should be clicking in his mind. I would hope so. Regardless, Stim is on the way. This will hit at around 5:30, at around 5 minutes 30, and there now he's going to confirm. So late confirmation. Because this is late, we could have seen potentially some drones going down or some disrupted income. Yeah, now we have full confirmation. And we did miss some opportunities to maybe get some damage there. Jeez. As Clem does pull away. Outproduce. Oh, there we go. Get outproduce. Pappy, you got the juice on the mind. Get some juice, Pappy. Get some juice. That's a second factory. Yo, what's up with Clem? What's every game? Game 1, Game 2, Game 3, we've had some heavy factory play out of Clem. He's doing it again. Second factory armory. He's going for a 3cc. Sorry, he's going for a 3cc 2-on-1 Hellbat push. I said 2-on-1. It's a 3cc 2-2 Hellbat push. Really? Like 2-2-1. Now this is going to hit hard. This has potential, of course, if this goes unscouted. Reynor is getting a safety Baneling Nest, but the Baneling Nest might be a little bit too late. We'll see how this lines up. If it's pure Link Queen defense, then Clem could break the third. There we go. Marines move. Wait. So, yo, okay. I see a second factory. I see an armory. My brain goes, oh, Hellbats. Second factory armory reacted Widowmine production into Drilling Claws. Okay. So heavy Widowmine follow-up here out of Clem. This is interesting. This has some potential for sure. Bearing in mind that, of course, with Drilling Claws, then detection is going to be required to focus on the mines. But this can work really well against a player that's skipping Hydras. If Reynor were to go Ling Bane into Muta, or if he were to go Ling Bane into Infestor Ultra, then this can trade well. But this does struggle against Hydra heavy compositions. Look at how many Widowmines there are. It's crazy. Once again, this is not standard. Not normal. He's crazy. Yo, he saw on the Reddit people were complaining about how good mines are. Let's go. He's going for Widowmine drops? Not even reinforcing the army? Okay. I mean, now, because this is so unorthodox, then there's a high chance that if he is going for drop play, and if he's going for the mineral lines, there's a chance that... Reynor scouts. I was going to say that Reynor, he doesn't react in time, that he does take a lot of damage from this, but he does scout one of the mines, or one of the drops. Ooh, Queens, they deflect the other, and the Wind Mines, they do nothing. Not yet. Ay. Here we go, drop into the natural. Spores in position. Ooh, does get 3 drones. Yeah, 3 drones for 3 mines. Still not the best trade for Clem. Did the other medevac go down? No shot. Okay. Still alive. Going back in. Does head into the third. Reynor, he does pull away. Yeah, no major damage here. Losing 4 drones so far. Nice defense here by Reynor. Cleans up all the mines. And this was not really worth it. Oh, but it's going to reset. He resets. Oh my god. 7. Okay. It's a little bit better. It's a little bit better here for Clem. Ooh, but he does take a bait into the face. Late reactions out of our Terran. Late reactions at the same time pushing the right-hand side. He does have 6 mines here with the army. Oh. Mine shots going up. So far, decent spread, but... Ooh, they do connect. And Lee's going down. Yeah, Zerglings are going down. Very nice control here by Clem. Does control well. The Widowmines are about to reset. We need detection. We need the Overseer. Hydras are coming. We did mention earlier that against Link Bane, this can trade really well. Against Hydras, this style can struggle. Jesus. As mine shots. Oh my god, they get into the mineral line. 10 drones go down. Late reaction here by Reynor. Yeah, so little time to react. So little time to respond. Chinese fans seems to love him. The Chinese fans, they were cheering for the drones dying. like they're cheering for whoever does the good move, I would say. They cheered for Reynor reacting well, and they cheered for Clem killing drones. Oof. Yeah, Mind Shot's going to be going up. They punish the Ling Bane. As you can see, as you can hear there. Like there. But whoever's doing well, Pappy. Let's go. Yeah, as Clem is going for a split push. Does move on the left-hand side. Does get 1, 2 queens. Yeah, catching out the queens at the same time, dropping on the right-hand side. 10 drones going down. Yeah, Reynor struggling. As he's trying to keep up with the drops. Clem, and the scariest thing about this, as we're just doing more damage, as we're keeping Reynor busy, is that Clem is getting a 4th. He's getting a 4th. He's actually getting a 5th CC. Clem, his bases back at home are completely untouched. So Clem has a stable economy. Just has to be careful not to lose too much when it comes to these pushes. Ooh, nice catch. Nice catch in the medevac. Clem pushing on the right hand side. Yeah, as more Widow Mines are dropping. Oh my god! Oh, Jesus. 15 drones going down and the Ling Bane as well. We have a couple of lurkers, but they're exposed. Yeah, the lurkers are exposed, getting 1, 2, 3 lurker kills, massive snipes. And Reynor, he plummets in supply. Again, he just cannot keep up. Not with the speed of the drop play, the mines, the bio army as well. As Clem has just been pulling Reynor apart. There were a couple of nice moments and a couple of nice defenses out of Reynor, but they were few and far between. Few and far between. And as we mentioned, more importantly, because Reynor's been stuck defending, he's been on the back foot, he's been able to touch Clem. Clem's bases, Clem's economy. The mine drops continue. Oof. Okay, this time only 2. Only 2 drone kills. Better reactions here by Reynor. Oof. Nice time with the queens. Target fires the banelings. Jesus. Clem, calm down. The focus firing. The target firing. Clem. Now, if Reynor can mass up a decent chunk of lurkers, he can slow the game down. For sure, 100%. He can slow the game down and try to stabilize, but he needs to build up those lurkers. We have 2 lurkers in production. I want to say he's going to have around 5 lurkers. I haven't quite seen a lurker count yet. But he needs those lunkers, Pappy. Clem going for a split push. Yeah, it does move in the left-hand side. Reynor's out of position. He's trying to race over. Mine shots popping off. Oh my god, massive connections. Yeah, Banelings, they crumble. Lurkers are exposed. And Clem, he should take this fight. He should, and he will. Yeah, he takes the fight, takes down the expansion. He has broken Reynor. It's Reynor who'll lose the army, the expansion. Does save the mineral line at least. Does save the drones. Some of them. Oh god. It's just too much, Pappy. 8 drones going down. Reynor once again barely holding on. We have 5 lurkers in production. He's building up towards like around 8 to 9 lurkers. His lurker count is getting up there. Oh. Almost catching a ghost. He almost lost catch a ghost. Snipes hopping off. Lurkers are exposed, losing 2 lurkers already. Oof. Yeah, lurkers are going down. Clem catching the transferring workers as well. Oh, the lunkers, they're exposed. Losing all 3. Yeah, all 3 lurkers go down. GG gets called, and Clem takes a 2-1 lead in the series. Whew, GG. GG, well played. A hyper-aggressive style here by Clem. And I'll be honest, a style that we could only see from Clem. That was wild. Winding it back, remember, Clem did not play standard this game. What did Clem do? Clem went for a 3cc, what was going to be a 2-on-1, went for a 3cc 2-2-1. 2 factories. He went double racks into Stim, into Bio, into a second factory, into triple Widowmine production with really fast drilling claws, insanely fast drilling claws there out of Clem. And we spoke something about this map at the beginning of the game. How this map is so small. It's a very small map, short rush distance by ground, so aggression is favored. And because this map is so small, and because Clem decided to go into mass Widowmine drops, Reynor had a very hard time keeping up with that aggression, as he had no room to breathe. It was non-stop aggression there by Clem. Widowmine drops, main pushes, Hellions, Bio Army as well. You saw that Reynor had a very, very hard time. Initially, he did okay splitting against the Widowmines, but eventually, they connected. Eventually, the mines were dealing critical damage, killing drones, killing Ling Bane, denying creep, and Reynor never counterattacked. He never could. He never touched the 3rd, the natural, the 4th, any of the bases of Clem, because he was stuck at home, struggling and failing to defend because of how aggressive and how just in the face Clem was. GG. GG well played. So again, once again, a really unique style. Like, Murray doesn't do this, Bjorn doesn't do this, they can't do this. Like, you need the speed, you need the tenacity there, what that Clem brings to the table. And on top of that, it was also boosted by the map, right? The map also did help with that as well. So something unique here to 10,000 feet. Reynor had a hard time, and now we're getting into game number 4, where we're dropping into Winter Madness. Okay. Now, what I love out of this series so far is that Clem has done something different every game. He has yet to play Standard. We've yet to see a Standard game. I bring that up just because welcome to Winter Madness. Winter Madness is one of the more larger and standard maps in the map pool. If we were to slow the game down and play a standard back and forth, then it would be this. It would be on Winter Madness. Oh, you can see Clem say, no, I don't drink water. I drink Red Bull. Only Red Bull. Yo, shout out to the admin team, making sure that they're hydrated. Yeah, the crowd's going wild. Clem getting some water. Beautiful. Here we go. We're getting ready here for game number 4. Now, Winter Madness, larger map. This could lead into standard play. This could lead into mutas, right? Mutas are more viable here, and we have seen a lot of mutas in ZVT as of late. But is it too obvious? Now that Clem has a lead in the series, he might be more chaotic as well and try to blind counter something like that. Like, he has some room here. Let's go. Let's find out. And here we go. Spawning in the top left-hand corner of Winter Madness, we have the French Terran player. We have the blue Terran for Team Liquid. It is Clem. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have the Italian Zerg player. We have the red Zerg for Basilisk. It is Reynor. Let's go. Whew, let us go. And again, it's been a crazy series so far. It's been a crazy series. Unorthodox builds, unorthodox games, every game so far. And we'll see if that trend continues coming to game 4. Welcome to Winter Madness. Again, larger map in the map pool. Larger map, longer rush distance by ground. If we were to calm things down and play standard, this would be the map to do it on. Otherwise, there are some quirky things we can go for, right? We could see Reynor going into mutas. We could see Clem getting into mech again. We have seen a surprising amount of mech this series. Not like we've never seen Clem play mech. Like, no. Clem, he played a lot of mech, especially before the cyclone was fixed. Like a year ago, 2 years ago, we did see a lot of battle mech out of Clem against Protoss and even against Zerg as well. But that was, of course, in a previous patch, in a previous time, in a previous era. Here, what do you have for us? For now, standard opener. No 2x, no 2x Reaper, no proxies either. If we were casting Maru or Bjorn or some of the other Korean Terran players, we would have expected to have seen some proxies mixed in, but we can see that even though the Clem has been playing unorthodox, he has not been going for any kind of crazy all-ins that early on. Not like that. For now though, moving out with the SCV Scouts, likewise Hatch Gas Pool, standard opener so far out of Reynor. Does open up standard, there's no like delayed gases, there's no gasless style yet. Depending on the map, there are some maps that are a little bit more conducive and that do favor gasless openers, but we have yet to see that in this series. I would say the best map for something gasless would be Celestial Enclave. But alas, that was vetoed. Ooh, as Clem, he finds the drone. He delays the third once again. Reynor just cannot expand. The Lings, they move out on the right-hand side. They zone away the SCV. Drone is coming in, and Reynor can now take his... Oh no! The SCV! Oh, the SCV blocks! Yeah, the SCV does block. The drone is being focused down, and he get the drone. He does barely know the drone does get away, but this is still a big delay on the expansion. Reynor, he just wants to take a third. Oh no. Oh, do you see what I see? Okay. Sorry, for a moment there, I thought it was getting another gas geyser, but that's just the save drone. Nice KDA charge on the queen. Oh my god. Drone barely does cancel in time. Does morph in. And behind this, we have a 3CC111 economic standard follow-up here at a Clem. As we have another drone. No, the queen was in the way. Oh no. The queen is still in the way. Get out of the way, queen. The crowd goes wild. As Reynor finally expands. He had to fight for it though. He had to fight so hard for his own third base. Nice around. Reaper gets shut down. Whew. And hey, we have a couple of links across the map as well just to delay some mining. Shouldn't kill anything though. Shouldn't kill any SCVs. And now we can settle in. Now we can settle into our game. But again, just a crazy start here for Clem. Able to disrupt, able to delay. And behind this, going into Hellion Banshee. For the first time this series, this is the most standard game out of Clem. The most standard. Meanwhile, the pressure's on Reynor. Reynor knows he's behind. Like, Reynor, he is behind. He's in the rough position. The pressure's on Reynor to recover in some way. Whether it's greed, whether it's damage. Pressure is on. As Hellions they attempt to rotate. Behind this, Clem is getting into bio. There's no second factory. There's actually 2 more Raxes. So again, like, this is a standard game out of Clem. Meanwhile, Reynor is going lair first. Lair first out of Reynor. It is a late lair, but that's because the third base was late as well. So just everything is delayed. The build structure here for Reynor is disrupted. But he is going for the faster lair. We mentioned at the start of the game that Mutaplay was something that we do see on Winter Madness. It is a viable option, so that's in the back of my mind at least. Otherwise, we could see something different. We have been seeing some Hydra-based all-ins and fast Hydra tech instead from players like Shin and Solar. The Korean Zerg players have been very fond of it, and I know that Reynor did spend a lot of time in Korea at the end of last year, so that is maybe on the table as well. For now, though, what is happening with the lair? Let me just poking in. Nice round there with the Lings. Lair is just now finishing up. I don't see any Evo chambers, but they might have been thrown down while we were looking at Clem's POV. If there's no chambers, show us a Spire. And so far, only 2 gases. Does Reynor do what he... Does he go for what we were mentioning at the start of the series about this faster Hive Tech and faster Ultra style? That's also a possibility. Okay, delayed Evo chambers are now being thrown down. So, delayed chambers. And so far, just Ling Bane. Okay, just Ling Bane. Staying on a low gas count. Ooh, nice catch though. Does catch a Banshee. Does get a Banshee. Hellies, they do try to poke in. They're getting caught out by the Lings. Only 3 kills. This was not quite worth it here for Clem. So a couple of nice wins here from Reynor. He picks up the Hellions, does catch one of the Banshees. And again, we'll see if Reynor can stabilize. So far, he's been droning up. Clem is now starting to be active. There is going to be a window in time where Clem has the greater upgrades compared to Reynor. Again, Reynor did delay his Evo chambers. So there are some timings available. So far the queens are getting in position. It is going to be a Lingbane Hydra out of Reynor. Hydra is on the way. So a nice pick up. Gets a queen. Clem sims in, gets a queen. Rotates over, catching out more tumors. Oh, double Hydra. Ay. That's a little bit unfortunate. A little bit messy. Getting messy. But again, there just has been a lot of pressure on Reynor. And I think he noticed. I think he cancelled. Did he cancel? So far, Clem is going for a split push, and Reynor, he is keeping up. So far, like he hasn't had any major losses so far, outside of his queen. Oh, did I speak too soon? No, so far so good. Reynor's keeping up, deflects the drop. Likewise, does keep up with the drop shot on the left hand side as well, saving the queen. Clutch transfuse. Oh, as Reynor does overextend, he throws away all these Zerglings. A lot of lings are thrown away. This time this was a better trade for Clem. And Reynor, he's taking up. So the goal here for Reynor, after having a really rough early game, is just turtle. Just turtle up and take up in towards Hive Tech. I would imagine take up into Lurkers. Now, if we spoke about this previously on 10,000 feet, if Reynor can build up into a critical mass amount of Lurkers, into a hefty Lurker count, that he can slow the game down, take map control away from the Terran, and start to turn the tables on Clem. He can get there. Meanwhile, before that can happen, Clem is pushing. His two tanks are in position. Oh my god, target firing here on the Banelings. Jesus. At the same time, though, Clem not paying attention. Banelings, they connect on the right-hand side. Yeah, the northern drop was dealt with. So Clem, he traded well here towards the south side, but on the north side, he did take a worse fight. It was cleaned up. The base goes down. Nice pickup. Clem has to get the hell out of here. And he pulls away. And he pulls away. If Clem didn't lose that northern drop, then he could have overwhelmed. But Reynor's holding on. Here comes the Hive, and here comes the Lurker Den. As we mentioned before, Reynor, his win condition is to get into those Lurkers. He has to get there. Oh, nice catch of the Medivacs. Does catch 2 Medivacs. Ooh. Banelings, they catch some Marines. Don't want to waste those one iron shots, and so far, some okay connections. Clem is trading. Pushing into the queens. But he cannot break through. Yeah, he cannot break through. Reynor, he does have enough. Banelings aim morph in just in time. Reynor is holding. The Banshee just getting free damage, but it's just one Banshee. Reynor is okay. And the Lurker Den is now done. Let's go to his Lurker Den in a couple of seconds. Hive is finishing up as well. We'll soon get those Lurker upgrades. Again, Reynor, he's almost there. Casito. Lurker range has begun. I'm still trying to break him, switching to a more Widowmine heavy composition. Ooh, forcing friendly fire though. Yeah, nice damage there by Reynor. Does force friendly fire, finally catching out the Banshee. And Reynor cleans this up. Okay, it does clean this up. At the same time, Reynor, he defends on the top side as well. Better engagements out of Reynor. He's holding. He's holding on. Oh, we got the Bard Banes. Let's go. Not in the best position, but they're there nonetheless. We have potential. Here come the first 5 Lurkers. The Lurkers are finally morphing in. Reynor, he's keeping up on the south side. Can he land him? Oh, he can! Nice connections. Yeah, Banelings, they pop off. And Reynor, he's done it. 6 more lurkers on the way. That's going to be 11 lurkers. The Lunkers, papi. Nice positioning here from Clem. Clem, he does trade very nicely. But it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because Reynor, he is reaching his final form. As we mentioned before, what was the win condition for Reynor? It was survive until Hive Tech, survive until lurkers. And he's gotten there. Clem has been hyper aggressive, and there's been some nice moments here for Clem, but he fails to break the bases. He fails to break the economy. He fails to kill Reynor before Hive Tech. And now Reynor, he has gained map control. And you can already see it here, momentum shift. Momentum shifting away from Clem. As Reynor's maxed. Oof. Yeah, Clem, he runs into lurkers. Lurkers, they shut him down. Here on the right-hand side, plenty of lurkers to defend as well. Nice target firing though. Clem, he gets... doesn't get one though. Doesn't get a lurker. Reynor defends, and Clem, he has to race back home. He has to race back home. Clem, he has lost map control. As I mentioned, this is what happens once you get into lurkers, is momentum shifts from one player to the other. Reynor now has map control, and it's going to be Clem on the defensive. And Clem is stuck at home. The Widow Mines don't trade anywhere near as well against this. Cleaning up all the mines. On the right-hand side, a base is denied. And you can just see everything just swing heavily in favor of Reynor here. The lurkers, they punish the bio. Ghosts were not ready. The ghost is just now popping out. It's too little too late. Lurkers are moving in. Yeah, they're pushing into the bases, getting into the mineral lines. And Clem is just being torn apart. He's just being torn apart. Reynor's done it. As we mentioned, the win condition, get into lurkers. What happens? He got to lurkers. He's here to win. He's here to win. Pushing into the mineral lines. Clem cannot stop this. He will defend his natural at least. True. The whole position. Jesus. Oh, the whole position micro. Pop off. There we go. Does pop off. Oh. Yeah, massive damage on the bio army. The lurkers everywhere. GG gets called. And with that, Reynor, he does tie things up. We are going to the ace match. Whew. GG. Whew. GG, well played. We're getting all the way into game number 5 here. Again, Reynor, he was able to weather the storm, able to keep up with the drop play. There was some nice moments for Clem, but there was one moment where he did slip up. If you remember, it's when he lost his northern drop. It was the moment where Clem was able to kill the low ground hatchery. He killed the hatchery, but at the same time, he took some massive baneling shots to the face. It was off camera, it was off screen, it was picture-in-picture on the top side instead. And with that, Clem, he lost momentum. He was unable to break Reynor, and Reynor was able to defend until he got his lurkers. And you saw once he got his lurkers, bam, he could break out from the contain, counterattack, and kill. Unfortunately, Clem wasn't set up to deal with lurkers. His goal, Clem's win condition, was kill Reynor before lurkers. So once they arrived, what could he do? He wasn't ready for it. His ghost production was only just now kicking in towards the end. He had no liberators either, so no libs, no ghosts, and no tanks. If you remember, he was switching into Widow Mines, which do not scale well against a lurker-heavy composition. That's where tanks can be more effective instead. So Clem was very mid-game oriented there. And with that, we're getting into the ace match. We're getting into game number 5. Let's go. Italian rap music bumping. Yes, yes. The Italian rap is popping off. Buenas noches. Good night. Greetings from Bolivia, papi. Ah, bienvenidos, bienvenidos. Manuel. Bienvenidos, papi. Buenas noches. So we're getting into that final game here. One way or the other, it all ends here. It all ends in game 5. Let's go. Let us go. What was the map for game 5? True, true. Un momento. As I think the players were being asked if they wanted to have a break. But like, nah, send us in. Game 5, Mothership. Ooh, true, Mothership was not vetoed. And Mothership is going to be an interesting one. Mothership is one of the largest maps in the map pool, a very large map. There is an RNG factor, of course, but it's also very open in certain areas. We'll see. We'll see how our players will approach this. We have seen a lot of Muta play, for example. We have seen a lot of Ultra Rushes. Let's go. Vámonos, papi, vámonos. Please 50-minute game. Yeah, we have yet to experience a macro game. Like it's been a lot of quirky builds and hyper aggression. Like the closest we kind of got was Zero Winter Madness, but even then, yes, we saw Hive Tech, but it was basically Clem that was hyper committed. And as soon as he failed to kill Reynor, like the game ended, right? But here we go, spawning in the bottom side of Mothership, we have the French Terran player. It is Clem for Team Liquid. And spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the Italian Zerg player, the red Zerg for Basilisk. It is Reynor. Here we go. But yeah, we've yet to experience like a macro back and forth, and I'll be honest, I don't really expect to see one here. We'll see as we're loading into Mothership. Mothership again is a larger map, that is true. Depending on spawn locations, you can be more aggressive, you can be more assertive. We have seen attempted mutaplay on this map as well because of the size of the map. We'll see what the plan is going to be. I would assume that Clem might go for something similar that we saw last game, or you might see something crazy again, like Double Factory, Hellbat, Blue Flame, Mech. Like Clem has been wild this series. He's been crazy, and it's been working, to be fair, at times. For now, Hatch got spool. Reynor sends his first Overlord on the right-hand side to scout his opponents. We, of course, can see that it's going to be a delayed scout for Reynor. It is going to be a delayed scout. Macro in a Reynor Clem game. Never heard of it. True. I mean, I remember a really fun game. It was like a year ago, 2 years ago. Clem versus Reynor on... God. Do you remember the map? It was the map relatively recently, which had an in-base natural. It had an in-base natural that had like 2 entrances at the ramp. It was crazy. But we had a crazy back and forth macro game then, but that was like 2 years ago. True, that was a while ago. It was the map that that Rex played against Reynor in WTL. Hold on. What if I just Rex Wikipedia? But it was in the last, yeah, true. Hold on. World Team League. I can just look it up. World Team League. It would have been the last season before it ended, I think. Ooh, that's the calm down, Reaper, calm down. Does get a kill. Post youth, that's it. Radisson Station? No, not Radisson Station. In-base natural. Radisson Station had a pocket third base. Oh wait, no. Radisson Station had a pocket third. But post youth. If you remember, like Clem versus Reynor had a crazy game on post youth, with Reynor going Ling Main Muta. This is before the buff to the mutas, of course, and Reynor going bio into like a heavy like Thor composition. It was like an hour-long game. It was beautiful. It was an amazing game, especially for the meta at the time, because at the time the meta was Roach play. What was like Roach base openers and Roach Ravager into a longer later game. Like everyone was playing Roaches, and Reynor was like the only player going Muta. So if you maybe hadn't seen it, or maybe it's been a while, I do recommend it. Clem versus Reynor on post youth. It's crazy. But here we go. For the time being though, Reaper does poke in. Reaper's able to get 1 drone kill. And so far it is going to be a 3cc 111 out of Clem going into Banshee play. So far, standard build. Hellies, they poke in, looking for an opening, and they do get a volley off. 2, 3. Oh, we're getting extra volleys. Yeah, Lings are late. Lings are out of position. 5 drones going down. Not bad for 2 Hellions. True. Not bad at all here for Clem. So nice damage. Behind this building up. Yeah, but yeah, post youth was 2024, so 2 years ago. As Hellions, they rotate over. Once again, Clem's looking for a way in. He does throw down 2 more maxes, so he does have a bio follow-up. No mech, not this time. So far, again, everything's looking normal from Clem. It's looking just like last game, actually. Just like last game. Meanwhile, Reynor going Lair first. Just like last game as well, true. If you recall, Reynor, at least in the previous game, did go Lair first, into Baneling Nest, into Double Evo Chamber, delayed upgrades, delayed Evo Chamber, but I don't see any other tech yet. I don't see gases either, but we could see Reynor mix it up and go for Aspire. Just keep an eye on that production tab, keeping an eye on gases. As the Lair is almost ready. Again, unless I missed it, I don't think Reynor actually has any tech at all. Like, no other buildings, I mean. I think he might have gone to safety Baneling Nest. Is that his natural? You know, the bases they poke in, they get a queen, not bad. Yeah, queen goes down, Spore as well. Nice pickups here, going to trying to force a cancel at the 4th. Yeah, the 4th hatchery taking a lot of hits. Scan into the main base. I believe that's Double Evo Chamber. As Hellions, they rush in towards a natural lingering position. Nice setup. Nice position here by Reynor. He surrounds 2 of the Hellions as well. Very nice cleanup here out of Reynor. And my apologies. I assumed it was Double Evo Chamber. Was that a Roach Warren? Wait, what? Hydras. Okay. Plus on range, going for an earlier Hydroden. If you remember, I did briefly mention this at the beginning of last game, but Shin and Solar have been very fond of this early Hydroden into Mass Hydra style. It is very committed, it's very aggressive. The goal here is to try to break with a Mass Hydra timing. It's to break out, it's to break the Terran. The downside is, of course, the Ling Bane is going to be worse for wear. And we'll see if we can get there. At the same time, Clem is pushing. Ooh. So Banshee goes down. Clem moving on the right-hand side. Lings are trying to keep up. Remember, it's only Zerglings, no Banelings. And no Banelings to defend. Clem dancing with the army and gets 2 queens. You see Reynor trying to bait out the mine shots. Trying to. Ooh, first mine shot goes off. There's one mine shot left. Only one. Yeah, it doesn't connect. Doesn't connect with that Reynor. He does hold on. He does defend. Shuts down the mines. And Reynor's holding. So far, he's holding on. There's Invitation Pits. Reynor thinking about lurkers. I say thinking about lurkers. This could be Ling Hydra into Infestor first. It might be safer to go Infestor. But we'll see. So Clem is going for a split push. Pushing in between the bases. Oh. Here, Clem being forced back. Hive is on the way. No Infestors. Greedy. It's a greedy move here by Reynor. But he's rushing into that Hive. And there's that Lurker Den. So he's rushing into Hive Tech and Lurker Tech as well. These Lurkers are going to hit much faster compared to last game. So Reynor, the pressure's on. He has to break Reynor soon. Sorry, Clem. Clem, the pressure's on. Clem, he has to break Reynor soon. He cannot let him get into Lurkers. As that's going to be a massive power spike for the Zerg. Lings are collapsing in. Hydras, they start to step forward. That's a lot of Marines going down. Yeah, a lot of Marines fall. Yeah, Clem's going to be forced back. He lost too much of his army. Reynor's holding. And on the one hand, you might be looking at this and be like, oh, so Reynor doesn't really have a lot of creep. He traded out a lot of his army, but he preserved the Hydras. That's what's important. He saves the Hydras. Lurker Den is almost done. And it's about counterattacking with Lurkers before Clem is ready. Now, Clem, he does start his Ghost Academy a lot faster this time, which I do appreciate. So we have the Ghost Academy that's halfway done. So he's thinking about it. Ooh. Oh my god, the friendly fire. Reynor baits out the mine shots. And Clem, can he punish him? Can he punish the lack of Banelings? He's trying to once again base out the mine. Nice movements here out of Reynor. So once again, Reynor, he is holding. Forces back the army, he's holding on. Netease is on the way. Here come the lurkers. Oh, Netease gets spotted. Nice pick up. Clem does delay, but at least he's aware. He knows. He's aware of the Netease worm. Should be getting ready back at home. Once again, though, the drops are being deflected. The lurkers have now arrived. Does snipe one. And just something gets the one, though. And what are the defenses looking like back at home? Because here comes the Overseer. Overseer into the main base, getting ready for the Netease. Clem, he does respond. And Clem is in danger. Clem is in danger. Reynor, he's maxed out. Again, just like last game, Clem's goal there was to kill Reynor before lurkers, and he failed to do so. Failed to do so. Reynor's breaking out. He's actually pushing through the center. No Netease worm yet. Oh, there it is on the left-hand side. It's going for the Netease, going for the third. Netease does finish. There's actually nothing in the Netease worm. Fair enough. Overseer is going into the main. There is an opening here. And Clem is forced to react at the same time. Reynor going right down mid. Is pushing right down the center. Don't take a mind shot to the face. How many lurkers are with the main army? Where are the rest of the lurkers? There should be more than this. Ah, they're in the Netease. Okay. I was like, where are they? There's only 3 lunkers. Then we have one harassing the right-hand side. Reynor, he distracts here in the center. The Netease worm does get dealt with. Okay, just barely. Netease worm is being dealt with. Clem is still stuck at home. Once again, more lurkers morphing in. Nice catch. Does get 2 lurkers. Oh. Gets 3, gets 4. 5. Nice big ups. 5 lurkers go down. Oof. Reynor's taking some massive mind shields to the face. But he's getting to the mineral line at the same time. He's getting more damage on the right-hand side. Netease into the natural. Reynor going for a tri-pronged attack. He's got lurkers at the 4th, main army at the 3rd, and Netease into the natural. And the Netease will finish. Yeah, 12 SCV kills. Clem, he just cannot keep up. The lurkers are in position. Netease does finish. More lurkers are funneling in. And there are lurkers everywhere. Yeah, there's lurkers everywhere. Reynor, he's done it. He's broken Clem. We have all these lurkers being cleaned up in the natural. We have another Netease into the main. Lurkers, they keep pushing in. And Clem, he's lost control of his bases. Ay, ay, ay. The lunkers, they're everywhere, papi. This time, Clem does have a higher ghost count, but he just cannot push in. Okay, cannot push in. Still distracted by the Netease. Yeah, more Netease worms to reinforce. More lings are on the way. Reynor collapsing on the 4th planetary. And the last repairs. Are they enough? Barely not. It's so close here. It's so close. The mass repair barely keeps it alive. The crowd going wild with the repair. Saves the planetary. He saves it, papi. Clem is holding. Okay. Nice snipes. Snipes are popping off. Clem barely holding on. Oh god, but there's still just so much Zerg. Yeah, there's still too much Zerg here. Clem breaking out does take down a couple of lurkers. Okay. Oof. This Clem again barely doesn't have enough. Reynor maintains his position. And with these drops, finally Clem can break out. Reynor spreading creep in his face. Oh no. The queens have arrived, Pappy. The queens are here. And you can see Reynor slowly rolling forward here with his lurkers. At the same time, triple drop across the map. Nice drop here by Clem. Reynor, he's out of position. Yeah, there's nothing in him to defend. Army sims in. Reynor making use of the Netease. Does make use of it. That's 3 queens going down and nice pickups. Again, Clem is out trading Reynor. This is nice damage. No, the planetary. The planetary goes down. No repairs. Clem, he was distracted. Clem was distracted. He was focusing elsewhere, focusing on the army, on the drop. And Clem is now down to 2 bases. He's down to 2 bases. He has no economy. What you see is what you get. Clem is even supply blocked. He cannot make anything else. Clem stims, he breaks out. And again, like Clem, he's out trading. Like he's out trading Reynor here, but the problem is the economy. Reynor can afford to trade poorly. He can afford to trade poorly. Clem cannot. Oof, that's still 12 SCV kills. GG gets called. Reynor, he overwhelms, he overpowers, and Reynor, he will claim the series 3-2, advancing on to the grand finals. GG. Whew. Yo, I love this shot. Look at the crowd in the background. I love that it's like a ring arena around the players. That visual is so cool. But GG, well played. Congratulations here. Reynor, he will claim the series. He will take down and eliminate Clem in the semi-finals. GG. Este Clem. GG, well played. And what a series as well. I will say that the last 2 games were a little bit more standard and a little bit more normal, is what I will say. Where game 4 and game 5 was just Reynor defending. It was just Reynor defending, turtling into lurker, and then once he got his lurkers out, he could counterattack. Game 5 was a little bit different than game 4 because game 5 Reynor was greedier. He got a faster Hydra Den, he got a faster Hive, he got a faster lurker Den, and he hit with lurkers even faster than the previous game. True. So that there was some deviation in between game 4 and game 5, but the overall kind of outlook there was still quite similar. And with that, Reynor was able to snowball out of control. It was able to break out with his lurkers, pop over his Netease worms, and just pull Clem apart. But what I was most impressed by was the first 3 games. The first 3 games were crazy. Seeing double factory mass Widowmine drilling claws on 10,000 feet. Like I feel like 10,000 feet was the game of the series, to be honest. Like that was insane. Like I've never seen that before. To see Clem open up hyper aggressive and follow up with double factory with mass mines with mass drop play was insane. So I was very, very impressed there. We also saw some mech, of course. Like Clem did whip out some mech previously. He also went into mass blue flame Hellions. Like it was some crazy games out of Clem for the first 3 games. The later 2 were again a lot more standard, a lot more what we expect in TvZ. But GG, well played. Congratulations here to Reynor as he does claim the series. Clem is out, Solar is out, and we have our 2 finalists. It's going to be a grand finals between Reynor and Hero. Until then, though, winner's interview. Take it away. We're almost there. Oh, God. Almost there, Pappy, almost there. Meanwhile, as we're getting into this, a big shout to the Knight CK. Oh my God! So do apologize. I did miss that alert, but a congratulations or shout out to the Knight CK. Thank you so much for the raid. Hope you had a great stream. Hope you had a great stream. Hope you had a great ladder session. I'm assuming ladder session, but hope you had a great time. And welcome, bienvenidos, as we are here covering Thunderfire. We're covering the Thunderfire All-Star Invitational Day number 2. Bienvenidos. Hope you had a good stream.
Hello， 欢迎回来，来到我们的赛后采访环节。恭喜雷诺拿下了比赛的胜利，把掌声跟欢呼声再一次送给他，好吗？恭喜你赢得比赛的胜利。那在刚刚这一局比赛里面，其实是 Clem 选手先拿到的赛点。你在他拿到赛点的时候是如何调整自己的心态，最终拿下了这个波5的总胜利？
So actually, Clem got the match point first, right? How did you adjust your mentality?
Well, it looks like I don't really like easy series, so I always gotta go to match point. that's what I used to do when I won the World Championship as well. So I guess maybe it's a good sign.
雷诺说他其实不喜欢赢得太简单啊，所以他的比赛经常就是先让对手拿到赛点，然后翻盘啊，这也是当年他
Yo, the crowd like that one.
IM 卡托维兹冠军的一个，当时也是这么一个情况。
哦，喜欢有一点挑战的比赛。那我们也是想问一下，雷诺在第一把的时候，你的对手 Clem 是选择了一个蓝火火车的战术，这个战术其实不太常见。你当时看到他放这个战术的时候，你心里想的是怎么应对呢
So on map 1, Clem played a blue flame opening, right? When you saw it, what's your thought?
Well, I didn't expect him to do something cheeky on that map because I think it's a good terrain map. So I was very surprised. I feel like I'm good in this kind of scenario where it's messy and I have to find the right play, but fortunately I did.
所以其实
It was very messy. It was very, very messy.
意外，因为他觉得第一张地图就是人数比较好打，所以他没太想到就是克莱姆会用一个就是非常规的打法啊。不过他觉得自己就是非常擅长处理非常规的情况啊，这也是他的一个强项啊，所以他也很开心，最后那一局他拿下。
那其实今天我们看到 Clem 的战术有蛮多把都是针对你的狗毒豹来进行这个战术针对的，但是我们看到你在第4把依然在对面很针对你狗毒豹的打法下，你还是选择了狗毒豹。你是对自己的操作有信心，还是今天就想跟 Clem 硬碰硬
So basically for the first 3 maps, Clem was trying to counter the lane bang playstyle. Like map 1 is it was play blue flame. Map 3 was like fast mine drops, right? So you still decided to play lane bang on the map 4. Are you like just very confident in your lane bang, or just very confident in a standard lane bang game into a macro game?
The overall plan for the series was just to get to lurkers, just without taking too much damage, and I think that's the best way to get there.
That's what he said,
I'm
yeah.
very good with roaches, so yeah, I just went for it.
所以雷诺说，其实他今天这一场系列赛，他的计划
That kind of like just confirms what our analysis of Game 4 and Game 5. It is just, I mean, that's the more standard approach to ZVT nowadays, is just defend into lurkers. But that's also why I appreciated the first 3 games, because we deviated away from that, right?
自己的这个赛前计划执行的也是非常到位啊。那我们想问一下，总决赛你要面对到的对手是小 Hero。小 Hero 在之前已经淘汰了2位非常顶尖的虫族选手，一位 Zero， 一位 Sola。现在你是最后的虫族了，能否让艾尔沦陷
I heard Cyril and Solar.
So you're gonna play Hero in the finals. He's already defeated 2 very good Zerg players. Are you confident to defeat Protoss, defeat Ire in the finals?
Yes.
啊！
把欢呼声跟掌声送给雷诺，希望他在总决赛能有好的表现。
The confidence, Matthew. Let's go. Let's go. But yeah, shout out to Reynor, shout out to Reynor, shout out to, of course, our lovely host and interviewer as well and translator, as that wraps up our lower semifinals, Papi. Yay. Does wrap up our lower semis. With that, Reynor, he eliminates Clem. For those that maybe missed out on day 1, Reynor, he eliminated Maru and Clem, popping off here in the ZVTs. But once again, I do want to emphasize that this was not standard, not a standard series specifically. Like game 1, 2, and 3 were crazy. Game 4 and game 5 were more standard, for sure. Like game 4, game 5, you know, we got into our standard Link Bane, into Lurker Rush, which is how Reynor was able to pop off and overwhelm. We saw that Clem failed to break Reynor early and failed to punish some of the greed or some of the more defensive play. But again, the first 2 games were crazy. They were wild. I do recommend checking out some of those previous games if you missed out on them, as we have our grand finals getting ready. It is going to be Hero versus Reynor in those grand finals. I did see Neat Pete in the chat asking about when these games did take place. We did livecast day 1. So day 1 livecast is on our YouTube channel. Day 2, we were unable to cast it live just because we had just because of IRL commitments. I just was unavailable, unfortunately, so I do apologize for that, but we just weren't not able to cover day number 2. Did have to go to the vet at the time. I had to go to the vets, take care of our bunnies, as there have been some health complications, health issues in January. But this did take place last month in January. I say last month, I mean, this is still early Feb, so so around 2-3 weeks ago, like two weeks ago, 2.5 weeks ago, is when this did take place. So not too long ago. And again, the grand finals are going to be Hero and Reynor. They're going to be facing off in those finals. But before the finals, it is time for the show match. We are going to be cutting to a short break. When we come back, we're going to have a best of 3 Legends show match between Oliveira and Rogue. We'll see you soon. We're going to be cutting to a break. We'll see you soon with that show match with Oliveira and Rogue facing off in another ZVT. See you soon, Pappy. See you soon.